Well, hello there. My name is Will Davis Jr. I'm the founding and senior pastor of Austin Christian Fellowship in Austin, Texas, and the author of the Pray Big book series. And I'm here to talk to you about my new book called 10 Things Jesus Never Said and Why You Should Stop Believing Them. All right, so question. If you were to sit down knee to knee, face to face, toe to toe with Jesus for like a Christianity performance review, if you had to sit down in a chair or a couch or maybe something like a table like this with over a cup of coffee to listen to Christ talk about your relationship with Him, how do you think that would go? Is that a conversation you'd look forward to? One you'd anticipate with great joy, or is it one you'd be a little afraid of, one you'd be a little tenuous about? I've asked that question to Christians all over the country. How would you feel if you had to go face to face with Christ right now? I'm amazed at the number of men, women, and children around the country who would not look forward to that meeting. He's the Savior. He died to forgive their sins, but they carry this guilt and this message that says, if I went face to face with Jesus, it wouldn't be good. A close friend of mine said to me recently, if I saw Christ today, I think I'd turn around and run. Friends, Jesus isn't a Savior you run from. He's a Savior you run to. So in 10 Things Jesus Never Said, I try to expose and really blow up these lies that keep us from thinking Christ is okay with us and show you the biblical truth about how he really feels about you and the real reality of your relationship with Him. I'll look at lies like things Jesus has never said and wouldn't say, like, I'm so disappointed in you. You're the exception in history. See, you're the one person God can't love. You are the pagan swine of the universe, second to me, and you're the one person. People really believe that. I got a good, close Christian friend who thinks God's promises are true for everyone in the world but him. And he's the exception, and he's the one who God won't answer his prayers, and God's not giving the desires of his heart because he's too big of a sinner. And we carry that kind of junk around in our brains, and it's not true. You're a big spiritual letdown. I can't believe you call yourself a Christian. Or you know what? If you're a better Christian, this wouldn't be happening. If you're a better Christian, you wouldn't have had the miscarriage. If you're a better Christian, you wouldn't have gotten cancer. If you're a better Christian, you wouldn't be unemployed. And all that voice of guilt that says everything that happens bad is our fault because we're bad people and not spiritual enough. We have to treat people the way Jesus did. Christians have perfected, I say this in the book, Christians have perfected the art of being mean and getting away with it. And in Christianity, we don't get to be mean. We have to love people. We get to love people, even people we don't agree with. So one of the lies I address in 10 Things Jesus Never Said is, you don't have to love everybody. That neighbor who's selling drugs, that person whose lifestyle really offends you, you're off the hook with them. That's not true. And we have to love people exactly like Jesus did, and that's the same. Or this one, you've sinned one time too many. I used to want you in my family, but I can't believe what you did most recently. We're done. I'm breaking up with you. You're on your own. You're not a Christian anymore. Or similar, you're too dirty for me to save in the first place. I mean, I love everybody. I died for everybody, but you're the exception, and I can't have you into my family. You can never, ever be a Christian. Or turning the tables a bit. How about this lie? You don't have to forgive people who really hurt you. Forgiveness is conditional, and it's for those people who deserve it. Ouch. I begin the book with a section called The Most Important Thing Jesus Ever Said. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's a verse in the Bible that's unbelievably liberating and encouraging and sets the tone for the rest of the book. Question. Do you know the difference between the voice of guilt and the voice of God? Do you know the difference between the voice of guilt and the voice of grace? Guilt tears down, guilt destroys, guilt shames. God never does that. God pulls up. God says, aim higher. God convicts. God says, this is not my best for you. You can do better. But God doesn't shame. And a lot of times we listen to the voice of guilt and not the voice of God. So I've written this book, 10 Things Jesus Never Said, to help you learn to discern between those two voices and to reject the one, guilt, and to accept the other one, the grace and the voice of God. You'll love this book because it's a small group curriculum at the same time. There are questions at the end of every chapter you can use to study as a small group. Pastors, I've written sermon outlines for each chapter. You can make a 3-week series, a 6-week series, a 5-week series out of the book if you wanted to. You can download that at my website, Will Davis Jr., willdavisjr.com, and you can find information about the book there as well. I think 10 Things Jesus Never Said and Why You Should Stop Believing Them is going to help, by God's grace, thousands and thousands and thousands of people. It's helped me. I really believe it will help you.